Welcome. We're here for elevator pitch practice. So this is okay, got it. Thanks, Mel. Yeah, this is a communal session. Ideally, we'll get a chance to work on this stuff and workshop it live. That said, we might all be at work right now, chiming in. So if you can join with camera and mic, please go ahead and do so that I know that you can participate and get the most out of this session. And if you can't, that's okay too. I also recommend going into gallery mode so that we can all see each other. So I'll give a chance to see if anyone here can.
Hi,
Leah.
hi, Linda.
Hi, okay, you're able to participate.
Yeah, it's just sound though.
Okay, that's fine. And then, did you already have your on-site interview?
Yes, this morning.
Mm.
Yes, and I did a verbal offer. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you and Parul in the same week, job offers. Okay.
Yeah. The thing is now, like, he told me, like, I know the range for the salary, but I will negotiate with the HR, not with my manager. And then the thing is, he will create a new role. It's not the same role that I applied for, and this will take time. So.
Okay, so you actually did have the conversation about increasing salary to, oh wait, no, that was Parul's question. Okay, well, interesting. So in order to increase salary, they would open a new role. Great.
I didn't talk about increasing salary. He actually is the one who offered it. So I can open a new role. The thing is, of course, you have the job description, job ad, and all this stuff. So this will take time. The question is now, since I went through a recruiter, like, how will it work from here on?
Just, you know what? Just go and email the recruiter and let them know that you are really, delighted to have received a verbal offer for a new role that would put you at a correct level in the organization, and you'd like to talk to them as soon as possible to find out what they need from you.
Okay, so I just need to talk with him, and then what will be in this conversation?
Well, first, just send the email to the recruiter.
Okay.
Really enjoyed my final interview with so-and-so. I'm delighted to have received a verbal offer for a new role that would calibrate me in the organization at the right level and at the salary that makes sense for my needs. I'd love to hop on a call to find out what that process looks like and what you need from me.
Okay.
And then when they say yes to the phone call, you just, again, saying, I'm delighted to have received a verbal offer. I understand you're looking at opening a different job title that is more in line with my level in the organization. Is there anything you need from me? But the recruiter will just take the helm and run with it. So you won't actually have to do much.
So he will actually go and talk with them again?
The recruiter is a third-party recruiter, not internal?
Yeah, it is third party.
Okay. I would actually send that email to the hiring manager directly then, and also to the recruiter.
Like,
just send your follow-up email to the hiring manager. Really delighted to have received a verbal offer during our final interview. I understand you're opening a new role to accommodate my level in the company. Let me know if you need anything from me. I'm also going to follow up with the recruiter so I can make sure that we're all aligned.
Okay, so I'll let him know that I'm following up with the recruiter as well.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
And just reiterate in writing that you're delighted to have received the verbal offer.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Well done, Alia. This is great. Okay, everyone, welcome. You are in the right place. We are here for elevator pitch practice to master our elevator pitches. It's a really exciting time for us because one of our job search bootcamp cohorts just wrapped up. And you can see that it's absolutely the most ambitious, motivated group because Aaliyah already got her job offer. She's here to practice elevator pitches and keep it going until that offer is signed, which is what we want to do. So lots of celebrations in the community this week. Another member of Aaliyah's cohort also got a job offer. So yeah, I see the congratulations coming in. Aaliyah, we're so excited for you. It's a process. Aaliyah, when did you start your job search?
February.
Okay, started your job search in February, and then when did you, is that
I jo-
also,
I joined in May.
you joined our cohort in May, and then,
Yes.
okay, so just, it was in my mind, your job search started in May, of course, but yeah, you were looking
Yes.
before
Yeah.
that, and.
Yeah, I was doing all the wrong things.
It's surprising how easy it is to do the wrong things. Job search is
Yeah,
tough.
easy applied.
All right, welcome everyone. We're here to master our elevator pitches. If you can participate, I highly recommend it. You can join with camera and a mic if possible. But first, we're going to go over a few things. I'm going to give you an example of the elevator pitch. Then we're going to go and look at where it fits in to your career. And then we're going to break it down piece by piece, and then we're going to practice it. So, hi everyone, I'm Melinda Kohler, founder of Lessons Up. I've been building communities for the last 10 years and recently launched a community of 5,000 job searchers within a year and a half. And I'm really excited to learn more about all of you. All right, that was an example of my elevator pitch. It was about 30 seconds. Did anyone hear anything that you remember? I'm gonna do it one more time. Hi everyone, I'm Melinda Kohler. I'm the founder of Lessons Up. I've been building communities for 10 years. Most recently, I launched a community of 5,000 job searchers within a year and a half. And I'm really excited to learn more about your career. All right, I'll pose the question one more time.
Yes, I heard the 5,000 community, 5,000 member community in a year and a half. I remember that. That was impressive.
10 years.
Boom. 10 years, yeah, 10 years building. Okay. So that elevator pitch is 30 seconds. And my goal with that elevator pitch is that you remember one thing. If we did that again and I gave you a more extensive elevator pitch, the chances get slimmer and slimmer that you're going to remember that one thing. I know we all have 3 things we want to share. We all have 10 things we want to share. Not going to actually help us. Your elevator pitch is just to get them excited at the very beginning of the conversation and get them to ask questions. I could have said, hi, I'm Melinda Kohler. I've been building communities at startups for the last 10 years. I actually pivoted from startups into tech at the outset of the iPad. And I've been leading growth and operations. And I recently started Lessons Up to, I could have given you so much more information and you're just gonna get bored and what is this person saying to me? So the goal of that elevator pitch from what I just demonstrated is state one key result in there and the rest will come together. There are a few people in this room who have definitely honed their elevator pitches. So everyone in this room, if I know you and I know that you have an elevator pitch, start to think through it again. Manal, I see you're in the room. Great to have you with us. Rundani, you've been through the practice. Alia, you just landed your job. And Mel, I understand you can't participate, but all of you who have been through it, start thinking about it. You'll get a chance to share, and everyone else start thinking through your elevator pitch as well. So now we're gonna go and break this down and why are we even doing an elevator pitch in the first place? Actually, anyone have thoughts on why this pitch is so important? Before I go into it.
Well, it's like a hook. It gets people interested and it can open up a conversation for more conversations.
Yeah, definitely. And it is really the center of your job search strategy. So if you happen to be with us earlier today, we talked a lot about key results as they relate to your resume. Your entire job search is actually built around that single most important key result that you identify that quickly tells someone how you add value to an organization. And it drives your entire job search. So as soon as you master that 30-second elevator pitch, just think of the rest of your job search as going deeper and deeper into that. Let's see how that works. So I have my 30-second elevator pitch, and you all heard me say I launched a community of 5,000 job searchers within a year and a half. My job search is going to look like this. I'm going to land networking calls. I'm going to introduce people. I'm going to tell them that I recently launched a community of X number of people within a certain amount of time. Because of that, they're going to ask me questions during the networking call. We're going to connect, and then I'm going to get a referral. When they refer me, they're going to go and they're going to say, hey, Jimmy, you should really talk to Melinda. I think she'd be a great fit for your team. In fact, she recently launched this community of job searchers, right? Then I'm going to get to the phone screen and I'm going to introduce myself with that same key result. And then all the way through the process, we're going to make more lists of key results. But as soon as you get down the elevator pitch, you're going to be able to tweak it, throw in any key result that you need to, and just walk into any conversation and own it with so much more confidence. The other thing too that I keep hearing again and again from people in Job Search Bootcamp is that, actually, let me stop sharing my screen and ask if anyone is able to share. Because I like just like the candid feedback. Aaliyah, did you wind up using your elevator pitch in any of your interviews? And I want
home screens. Do
One
you hear
more-
me?
Oh yeah, can you say that again?
Yeah, I'm using it all the time in phone screens. Like, and when in my first interview, when the hiring manager told me, tell me about yourself. So this is what I start saying.
Nice. And what happened when you did that?
He was like, oh, that's great. And then he started asking more questions about what I just said.
Boom. There's so much power in what Aaliyah just said. They start asking questions about that. So when you get to an interview, you're in front of a person whose job it is to use interview questions as a tool to understand if you're a good fit for their organization. So they've got some questions ready to go, and it can go in their direction, which makes it very hard for us. But if we lead with that elevator pitch and that key result, they ask us about that instead, which gives us all the power. Because I'm not going to tell them something that I can't speak to. I'm going to tell them something that I can speak the most to, that I have stories and examples and abounding, right? And then they're going to run to the hiring manager and say, oh my gosh, you got to talk to Aaliyah. She did this cool thing. So that elevator pitch is a hook, but it also directs how your conversations go throughout your job search. Okay, so we've given an example. We have talked about how powerful it can be. Actually, and I'm curious if there's anyone in the room who has led interviews with the elevator pitch and had a different reaction. Monica, I think you were doing some interviews throughout boot camp. Is that right?
Yes. Hi there. Yeah, I mean, when I started the boot camp, I was interviewing because I've been contracting for so long. It's an ongoing thing, but I'm decided, to get out of it. It's kind of hard. It's a sticky situation. It's like much easier for me to get interviews in contracting than perm because it's a different process. But I'm sorry, what is your initial question?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is good. This is good context for us because a lot of us are going to have challenges like that through our pivots. But I am just curious how the elevator pitch worked for you, or if it didn't work for you. Just your candid feedback on, okay, once you got here, you got an elevator pitch. How did it go with that?
Yeah, it is working. It is, for me, staying focused on the elevator pitch, and just, coming today and realizing, even if I don't get to practice it with somebody, practice it with myself, because, I feel like I am a creative and I tend to go off on, sidelines sometimes. So, but, I have metrics to share for every job that I've been at, and it's like the data is there. It's just training myself to stay on what I'm supposed to stay on in the interview. But yeah, it definitely works in terms of getting people's attention. I mean, the one visa interview I did, I totally feel that using the method that you're teaching got me to the second round. So it's catchy. I mean, it's kind of hard to ignore. I think people feel compelled to respond to you when you drop like a metric that's, you know, that you have with, you know, or a company, the companies that you've been with and whatnot. It's people, I have a gut feeling like with people online on LinkedIn that I'm messaging, it's kind of hard for them to ignore you.
It really is. And we have a whole session on phone screens, but it's what Monica said. It's what Leah said. When you lead with that key result, you start acing all of your phone screens. The other thing too is that you convert a high percentage of your networking calls into phone screens, and you also land networking calls with the right people because you went out and told the world your elevator pitch. We're going to look at one more that I share in every session, simply because we don't have very many written versions of the elevator pitch out there on LinkedIn because they're more of a spoken thing. But Carla White, some of you may have heard me speak of her before in week 2 of Job Search Bootcamp. And most of us in week 2 of Job Search Bootcamp don't go and post our elevator pitch, but she attended the session and then went and stayed up until 11 p.m. tweaking it, and she posted it right away. And it led to 4 interviews. That key result that was in her spoken elevator pitch and then the written version of her networking blurb. With the help of my analysis tool, 79% of students were scoring a solid 2, up from 58% at the beginning of the school year. This landed her the interviews, or it landed her the networking calls. Then those networking calls led to interviews. And then this statement helped her ace that first interview. And then now she was really well practiced in that. And the rest of the interview strategy was learning just how to match the job description with other mini little elevator pitches, meaning other key results and how you frame them, right? So super important. How do we get there? The 30-second elevator pitch. The most important piece is, during my career, or most recently, I did this cool thing you care about. Give the person a little context. You'll notice that I did say, been building communities for 10 years. Recently, I launched a community of, and if I'm talking to someone about, you know, on a networking call, hey, I'm really interested in how you got started in project management and tech. There's my kickoff question, right? Then I'm going to have that conversation and I'm going to go for the referral. Okay, so that's what it is. So everybody's homework is, again, it's going to come back to those key results. But let's take a moment to put it to use, right? So we'll just do some live practice here in the main room. Sometimes we go into breakout rooms, but since some of us can't participate, we'll just do it right here. Let's see. Who wants to kick us off? Well, Monica, since you had mentioned practice is great. Monica, it's great to have you. I'd love to learn more about you.
Hi, great to meet you too. Yeah, so I have a background in communications and marketing for 6+ years. And most recently, I created an executive thought leadership article as a ghostwriter. It got 17,000 hits within the first couple of months, landed in Forbes. And I'm just really looking forward to learning how I can furthermore apply my content skills to the role that you have right now.
Okay, that's amazing. Also, still thinking about your specific challenge of, I should say we should all take a moment to recognize that's a stellar elevator pitch. But I also want to dig into like one of the reasons that you showed up today. You said it's still a challenge for you because people are digging into the contract work versus full-time work.
Yeah, or I just, you know, I notice a pattern of startup companies that are contacting me over time. And well, like the one just this week, I realized really quickly that they probably weren't going to be a good fit after I went and researched them on Glassdoor. They are contacting me from other cities in the US, and the rate is not comparable to what I'm used to getting out here. So that's what's happening right now.
Is the word contractor in all of your job titles on your resume?
On LinkedIn, there's an option now that you can check off for contract work. So I checked those off. I don't remember how it's set up, but I did,
Can
put
you
that.
go
I
and,
might, uh-huh.
go and remove that check? And then just let them know, yeah, most of this was contract work when you get to the interview. So that
Okay.
you don't get outreach from these agencies who are trying to find cheap labor. And then you
Yeah.
can just explain to them like, look, my life before when I had that box checked was every, cheap labor workforce person reaching out to me to try to get me to do
Actually,
some.
it's both. It's not just for the short-term contract, it's also for long-term roles at startups. And I'm just, I think it's the remote thing because people have been going remote. And, the job I saw recently for a perm job, the startup contacted me like, oh, this looks so great. This is just exact skill set that I use on my podcast. I would love to do this. Well, the rate is not up to par for living in the SF area. So I had to just let that go. And this
Yeah.
has happened twice this week and last week as
Yep,
well.
yep. Try unchecking that box. And then
Okay.
once you get into the interviews and you're landing calls with people and organizations, you can just have a frank conversation and make sure you do a lot of targeted outreach after you do that to leaders and employees working in content at Bay Area based and similar city types, San Francisco, New York, Austin, all of that. And just that little piece of your networking blurb. And hey, it would be great to chat.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, thank you. Okay, so we got a great elevator pitch example, and we always dig in a little bit to the obstacles when we can. So again, years of experience and that one key result. Kat, it's great to have you with us today. And we'd love to learn a little bit more about you. If you want to take a minute to say hello and incorporate what you can of the elevator pitch, or you can just say next time.
Next time, yes. I just took some notes and I think I got three things that I want to do, but they're not ready yet. Thank you. though. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy, great to have you.
Hi, it's great to be here. Yeah, hi, I'm Jimmy. I have 7 years of professional experience working in total with mental health, and more recently spent the last 3 years working in the film industry and international co-production. More recently, earlier this year, I was working with the Sundance Film Festival, where I helped create over 200 organizational partnerships to drive public viewerships up to pre-pandemic levels.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's fantastic. Also, okay, I mean, just personal, so that's fantastic. Any thoughts, anything you want to share about your pitch there, Jimmy? It's great.
Oh, is there anything else I wanted to share? Or
Yeah,
is
well,
that-
I mean, now we heard your pitch and I'm saying it's fantastic, but I mean, you just kind of came up like a natural, but what were your feelings? So, just like, it looks like you've probably done this before and now we're just formalizing it.
I think I've just been doing it in my head with just updating my CV. I think that's been the constant feedback of just like putting metrics or slipping that into the cover letter. And so I guess it's been in my head. And I kind of just BS it along the way. So you all got to witness that.
I love it. Also, it's really not, I mean, it feels like we're putting up smoke and mirrors, but your key results, if you hadn't said anything about mental health and then, even the pivot into entertainment, and you had just said the piece about, increasing this thing by 200%, then we would have wanted to dig in and find out where were you, what industry, what role, what were you doing? But we all would have said, oh my gosh, it's by 100% back up to pre-pandemic levels. This is great. So just fantastic. Okay, Manal, great to have you with us.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm doing well. Manal, curious what's bringing you back, but I also want to give you a chance to share a little bit about yourself and go over your elevator pitch.
I don't have one ready again. I need to update it, kinda, and I did, but it's long than 30 seconds. But I'm back because a lot of reasons, and I actually signed for the other program, so hopefully I see you soon when I get the link.
Okay, well, I'm always excited to get to spend more time with you, and I know that it's crazy out there right now with layoffs. That your design skills are going to put you in a great place to move forward.
Thank you. Yeah, I will write it down and say it again soon.
Definitely, we'll be in it together. We'll be in the trenches. Yeah, and I will just a moment to recognize for all of us, layoffs are happening. Some of our community members that landed just stellar roles are coming back in. That said, a lot of our community members are still out there doing their jobs and giving referrals when they can. So we'll make sure we get you connected as we can to people who are still in that position. All right, and
Perfect.
Lila,
Thank you.
yeah, definitely. Lila, great to have you with us today. Would love to learn a little bit more about you if you're able to join us and share. And we'll give it a minute. I know not everyone can participate. And I know, Mel, that you can't participate. So Lila will come back if you are able to join us. You'll still have a chance. But Leah, great to have you with us today.
This me, right?
Yes.
Hey, hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'd love to have you introduce yourself so we can all learn a little bit more about you and for you to just give a chance to practice your elevator pitch.
Okay, my name is Alia Khaled. I have been working in software engineering and industry for 20 years. My passion is to build systems for medical imaging and devices. Most recently, I have built a pipeline to automatically analyze MRI images for multiple sclerosis patients that enables neurologists to find diagnostic patterns in 50% less time per patient. And I look forward to applying my skills in the medical imaging industry.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Also, thank you, because I keep switching my pronunciation based on whoever I hear say your name. So, oh yeah, I've got it. Okay, sorry about that. It's a stellar elevator pitch, and it's really important for all of us because we know that you all just landed your verbal offer. So we're celebrating that and taking it as an opportunity for all of us to learn how powerful it can be. Okay, team, we are at time right now. I know we all are busy networking, notice not applying to jobs, getting out there, sharing bits of our elevator pitch, getting in front of people, trying to land those calls so we can get referrals to jobs. So we'll get back to it, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.